Hello, good morning, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. Happiest of birthdays to the April 24 babies out there. We're going to connect and pull a card and see what message is coming up for the next 24 hours from whenever you happen to see this video. I apologize for the late daily post, guys. I was kind of kidnapped by friends last night, and long story short, here we are delayed, but we're gonna connect and see what is coming up for all those who see this. Ooh, Two of Swords. Okay, this can come up in a few different ways. Sometimes the Two of Swords comes up for us when we're at a bit of an impasse, like we're in a situation where we're dealing with another person and it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a family situation. It could be a romantic situation. It could be something at work, something with friends, where you're stating your point, you're stating what you want. It's not aligned with what the other person wants, but neither parties are willing to budge. Like it's kind of like neither wants to walk away, neither wants to give up on the situation, but neither is willing to stand down or compromise. Which brings us to the next meaning of the Two of Swords, which is that if we're not paying attention to this kind of thing in our life, like when the writing is on the wall and spirit is showing us, our angels and guides are showing us that someone or some situation doesn't have our best interest in mind, or that the situation is not aligned with what we're longing for in our heart, or spirit is trying to tell us, hey, it's time to go, but we ignore it. That impasse accumulates pressure, tension. And what happens, you guys have heard me say this, those of you who followed me for a long time, the Two of Swords for me is like a precursor to the Tower. Like if I'm pulling cards for myself and I get the Two of Swords, it's like, look, girl, we are telling you and telling you and telling you, but you are not taking the steps we're guiding you to take. You're procrastinating here. We're going to give you a little bit more time, but if you don't do what you're being guided to do, we're going to have to step in and intervene here and create a tower moment to keep you from being delayed, to keep you from falling off your path, or to keep you from falling off track. So, some of you might be a little bit wrapped up in some kind of a distraction right now. And you're not wanting to step away from it, even though the signs are there that this is not aligned with what you want. Okay? If we're talking about something romantically, right? Say that you really, really want a committed relationship. Yesterday we had Two of Cups. Say in your heart of hearts you want this committed relationship, and there's a person and you feel this really strong connection with them. You feel this really intense soul connection with this person, but this person keeps telling you, I don't know, I don't want anything too complicated right now, and my life is just really crazy, and they're telling you time and time again, but they're kind of putting it to you like it's this delayed thing, or it's kind of like, well, I can't right now, but they're not flat out telling you never. They're not flat out telling you never, right? And so then you're in this mindset of, okay, well, maybe their life is complicated right now. Maybe they're on this journey and they need to heal. And, if I just wait around long enough, and if I, show them what an amazing catch I am, they're going to come around. They're going to fall in love with me, and then they're going to be ready to commit. I'm sorry to say, but in most instances, I mean, you're going to be the same person you are in this moment than you're going to be 5 months from now. And if they're not sure in this moment, they're still not going to be sure 5 months from now. And then you've wasted 5 months of your time, and then that becomes a year, and that becomes 2 years, and then you're like, well, why is my Two of Cups not here? So people will tell us who they are, especially right now. There's a lot of true colors being shown. People are revealing themselves. People are showing themselves right now. somebody confessed something to me the other day that left my mouth hanging open. I mean, thank God it wasn't something where I have to like go and tell the police. It wasn't anything against the law or like criminal, but it was absolutely appalling. It was just like I can't believe that I personally know somebody who did this really gross, really gross thing. And I'm glad that it came out, because that was spirit telling me, hey, look, you're being really compassionate towards this person. Like, there's been signs here that this person's energy is not good. This person kind of brings you down. You keep feeling bad for this person. You keep trying to be a good friend, and you're like sending this person healing energy. But girl, you don't need to be around this. This is a case that is very far gone, and you don't like, just cut it loose and go. And so when those things happen and we don't listen, we end up with some kind of a tower moment. Things end very explosively. And then people get really upset and like, I'm sick of the tower moments. I'm sick of them. But if we follow the guidance, we don't have to have a tower moment. Okay? One more thing I want to say with the Two of Swords. Sometimes the Two of Swords can come up when there's something that we don't see coming. Okay? And I want to give this message to those of you who are intuitive. Okay? Those of you who are intuitive, those of you who, like me, make a living using your intuition to help other people and pull messages for them. And you may be a very good intuitive, right? You may get a lot of feedback and people are like, oh my gosh, your readings always come true, and you know that you have a strong intuition. But Two of Swords sometimes comes up for me as a reminder, like when I'm pulling cards for myself. It is very, very difficult for an intuitive person to read accurately for themselves. It is very difficult. You can get better at it over time, but there's always going to be things that you don't see. There's always going to be things that blindside you. So in dealing with other people, oh, my doggy. All right, sorry about that. You can't always rely on your intuition when you're dealing with other people. You need to really, really, really have your eyes open, especially when it's a situation where you're very emotionally invested, and it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be things with friends or with family. It could be a work situation that you might be very invested in emotionally. And for me, this Two of Swords comes up to say that this is a situation where you need to really be paying attention to guidance that you're receiving, to signs that you're being given, and not so much go by your intuition. Because your intuition can and will, from time to time, fail you in your personal situations. There's going to be things that we don't see. Okay? So you have to follow guidance, and you have to pay attention to red flags. You have to pay attention to signs. If you are a very intuitive person, especially if you're a healer, there might be things that you're able to tap into about another person, where you can feel or see certain traumas they experienced, or situations that they had. Like, you pick up on that, you see it, you know in detail what happened to somebody. And so you might make excuses for that person, or you might let them slide, or you might, see the injury, but you may not see the danger that you could be in, because you're thinking that I'm in good energy and I'm going to heal this person and I'm going to be very loving and I'm going to shield myself and ground myself. But sometimes people have demons, okay? And you can be in really good energy, but if you're not careful, you're allowing them to drag this mud into your space or into your life. Okay? And I can tell you, like I said, what this person confessed to me the other day was really, really bad. And it wasn't something that he could get in trouble for legally, okay? But it was something very unethical and very just not okay, just absolutely not okay, right? And that was Spirit's way of saying, look, we keep telling you that it's okay to walk away from the situation, and here I am feeling bad for somebody because I'm like, well, they're wounded and they had this trauma and that trauma. And Spirit was like, honey, he is far gone. He is far gone, and this is not a safe space for you. So, Two of Swords can sometimes come up to say, there's something here you're not seeing. We're trying to tell you, but you're not seeing it. So, if Spirit is giving you messages or signs to walk away from something or to let something go, you need to take that seriously so that you could avoid not wasting your time. You could avoid a tower moment. If you're frustrated with things you're trying to manifest, there may be things that you're aligned with right now that are distracting you or that are blocking you from getting what you want because they're not aligned with what you want. Okay? So it's getting over the fear and allowing ourselves to give ourselves permission to let certain people, places, and things go. I know it can be scary, but when the signs are there, we need to take those signs seriously. You may want to check out the weekly forecasts for the week ahead. I will post those in the description of this video. Love readings for May are in the video tab, and love readings for April are linked in the description. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's message. Take care and be well, my dears.